folks, this is Bob with Fast and Furious. I see that the High Court in Allahabad is making some really good decisions that kind of sing in the process of upholding our constitution as far as freedom of our expressions and rights is concerned. So the latest one that they have is this one yesterday. 30-day notice for interfaith marriage optional, says High Court. Why? And it says rightly, violates rights to privacy and liberty. Right. And another report says public notice for interfaith marriage not a must, says High Court. Allahabad High Court held that the contentious provision violates the right to liberty and privacy. And it absolutely surely does, because this is the 30 days that almost all the rats and cockroaches come out of the woodwork to have an opinion and to kind of throw an impediment to this process and stop the marriage. And here's as Economic Time writes, Allahabad High Court makes mandatory notice under Special Marriage Act optional. Court says mandate invasive of fundamental rights to privacy. Notice will be published only if a couple requests in writing. Marriage is a sacrosanct act of two individuals. The society has absolutely nothing to do with it, and they should, because it's almost always used by the right wing for nefarious, divisive politics. Well, police in Delhi is obviously not showing up in good light as 1,200 lawyers signed petition on searches at Pracha's office. Delhi police searches at Advocate Mahmood Pracha's office compromises the entire criminal justice system and the rights of the accused senior lawyer Prashant Bhushan, Chandra Uday Singh and former Bombay High Court Judge B.G. Kolse Patil said Wednesday. And it sure does. And this is what is important for us to understand when we look at our democracy. These institutions have to be fair, have to be sound. The police, the judiciary are critical to this process, right? And what do we have here? Merit. Police probe communal statements made at Hindu Panchayat. Guess where Merit is? Uttar Pradesh. What does this guy say? We should ask the Muslims that if they have to remain associated with us, first and foremost, they should stop reading the Quran, stop offering namaz. Now, what? Or we'll stop buying from them. Now, what kind of precarious and useless statements are these? Shows, in my view, shows thin skin and shows insecurity rather than domination. This is absolutely slippery and really, really slippery. Now, what's happening on the front of the farmers? Nothing really that much. It says, because like I said yesterday, there's another article in the Deccan Chronicle which says, not courts called to have panel review farm. It's not courts called to have panel review farm laws. It says, the court's move is worrisome on many counts. Even when one does not count the selective activism it demonstrates. It says, the farmers know it well, and hence they insist that they were not raising a legal question. The apex court must see their logic instead of ordering them to cooperate with the committee it has appointed. It really, really makes no sense. And how is this being played out in the international media? And this is in the Wall Street Journal. It says, this is the government, what does it say? This is a farmer responding to the reporter. This is the government tactic to reduce pressure on itself, said a union leader. Farmers said they would not only continue the demonstration, but also go ahead with a large tractor march inside New Delhi this month. Interesting, right? Well, we have the BCI, the Bar Council of India, has claimed that 90% of farmers don't want to continue with the protest following the Supreme Court stay. Now, I'm not sure how, I have not seen any of these BCI guys interviewing any of those 50-60,000 people in the Tikri border or in the Singhu border. Where the hell does he come up? The BCI. They're only concerned that the Supreme Court, which anyway has been on the slippery slope for a long time in terms of the decision. Is it only this particular time that it will be shown in bad light? Hypocrisy at its very best, right? And what's happening here? Disappointing Chinese vaccine results, a setback for many nations. Brazil says CoronaVac has an efficacy rate just over 50%. So I asked all my great friends in the UAE that have been taking Sinovac. In fact, anybody with less than 50% should not be allowed into India, because God knows he may just end up being a super spreader. And finally, Africa Airtel makes some money in that region. Africa Airtel dials MasterCard for strategic payment play. Highs at 300 million from US company. Others up to 25% stake may be sold in Airtel Money, valuing business at 1.2 to 1.3 billion. For long, this Zain has been an albatross around Airtel India's neck and the Airtel India shareholder. This is the first time I see it finding itself a way out and monetizing its investments. Cheers.